Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark Christmas in July movies.
Brian, I like
Oh, you're muted. Go again.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark Christmas in July movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas in July movies, and this is the
Deck
Deck
the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody. Merry Christmas in July to you and yourn. It is great to be here today on a Tuesday.
You know, yesterday, Bran,
Yes.
we were here with Alonzo,
Yeah.
and the studio looked like Mayflowers.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, we show up on July 2nd.
Well,
Yes.
Christmas magic.
Little
Christmas magic
happened.
Christmas magic.
We just weren't in the spirit yesterday?
No, we got home alone. We did
got home
decorate.
alone.
We
Yeah.
got home alone, and then we had to decorate again. Hopefully, we don't get home alone again. We got the new lock
If
system.
you get home alone twice in a month.
We got the new lock system set up, so it's great. We're talking about the first new Hallmark Christmas in July movie of the season, Falling Like Snowflakes. Brian, you were telling me earlier that you've made a list of things that also fall like snowflakes.
Yeah.
What are those things?
Truck tires.
They fall like snowflakes?
You ever seen those things? Come down
Truck
the-
tires?
Yeah, you just hold out a black sachet. They drop right on top. You get a
Sachet?
nice photograph. Turtles
Turtles?
fall like snowflakes. Yup. Sand also like snowflakes.
You're dropping some really heavy and alive things.
Well,
Sand?
snowflakes up north. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah,
seen
big
these.
time. Big time. Yeah.
I would say sand is maybe the
Closest.
The closest.
And
Yeah.
water sometimes.
Yeah.
water
Yeah,
sometimes.
Water
Sometimes,
falls way faster
yeah.
than a snowflake, right?
Yeah.
Like snowflakes kind of.
Yep. And bicycles.
It is July. We're really excited because July is Bramble Fest month.
Wow.
We're
Can we
super
do that
pumped
bit
about
again?
that. We're going to do it live. If you like that, there's more where that came
Oh,
from.
boy.
I'm gonna keep adding to that list.
Yeah.
Live, Bramble Fest. You
Do
can
it
still
live.
get your virtual tickets at thehallmark.com/fest.
And Tyler Hines isn't charging any money for meet and greets. Which
He's not
is
charging any
crazy.
money
Keep
for
telling him
meet
you
and greets.
should.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be unbelievable.
And he
We're charging money for his
Yes,
event.
of course.
yeah, and he said he'd be shirtless this time.
He would be. You're right.
So we'll see what happens.
That's
right. I'm sure he's not going to get pulled away last second.
Yeah. No,
No.
he won't.
definitely not.
Really
No.
excited
He's
about.
yeah.
Really excited about.
He
Bramble
wasn't
Fest.
in any major announcements for upcoming movies or anything. So
No,
he's got nothing on the
no,
calendar.
No.
No.
That was great. Let's talk about that. That movie that was announced,
That was great.
the Kansas City Chiefs
Yeah.
Tyler Hines
joint.
funny short from last year,
Yep.
now being funny long for this year, full length movie. Predictions on that one, Brian. What are your thoughts?
I think that's going to draw in a ton of viewers.
Yeah,
I think we're going to be just so disappointed overall.
you think so?
Yeah,
one snowflake.
yeah.
I'm going to hold on to my cream,
Yeah,
please.
absolutely.
That's one
No.
snowflake for the creativity of the partnership. This movie's going to be underwhelming, and now we don't have to preview it. Isn't that fantastic?
Mark it off the list.
Yeah, take it
there.
right off that list.
Though I am
Fantastic.
looking forward to it. So.
There are so many dumb things you both just said. The biggest being that we're not going to preview it again. I think if we
Already gave my rating.
if we play our cards right, we may be able to preview it every week for the next 6 months.
I think we might.
Really,
You guys are pretty
I'm
good at playing
excited about
cards,
it.
so.
I don't think there's a way that that's not fun. I think it's going to be a ton of fun.
You don't see a way?
I don't
Oh,
see
I
a
see plenty of
single.
ways.
I don't see a
What
single
if we
way.
don't get any
I
like
saw
stadium
shifting
time?
gears. There's plenty of ways it's not fun.
You're overestimating how much I care about the stadium.
You don't care about
I
being
don't care
in
about
the-
Arrowhead.
But
I don't care about it.
What
If
we
there's
don't
no-
see any football players?
None of the
You don't care
football
about
stuff.
that?
There's
Okay.
no cameos, and it basically is shifting gears, but football.
Does
then wouldn't be a
Tyler
problem.
end the movie by grabbing a woman's head and kissing her hard? Then I'm in.
Yeah.
Can't underwhelm. It's not possible.
I think you're underestimating Hallmark's ability to underwhelm.
I think you're overestimating my underestimation.
You've been underwhelmed by a Tyler Hines movie before, though.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
It can happen.
At Christmas?
No way.
Have I? Have I been underwhelmed by a
Never
Christmas?
been Chris. You were underwhelmed by that.
I was, go back and listen.
I'm gonna. Because I think you were like, yeah, it's fine because it's Tyler. Tyler's great.
Sure.
But you weren't super high on it.
I think it's,
So we've got a letterbox ranking.
I have it way higher than you boys.
Where'd you have it on your letterbox?
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now.
Time for it. You're good.
Aaron, tell everybody about what's going on in your life.
Give us the Taylor 5 or whatever you do.
The Taylor 5.
Yeah, 5 minutes on Taylor. We did that for a while.
I mean, did we
call it the
talk
Taylor
about how
Font?
I'm not? Can they hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Did we talk on the pod about how Travis Kelce made his Eras Tour debut?
Oh my
He was
gosh.
on the
Tell
Yeah,
us
we talked about
that.
it, Aaron. Next
He
topic.
was on the stage. He got to perform with her, and that was really exciting. And this past weekend, she was in Dublin, and he surprised her. She didn't know that he was going to be there, and she looked up mid-song, and he was standing there cheering her on, and she got so excited, and we all got excited, and
He was at like the previous 5 concerts.
can you shut your mouth?
So you just didn't go home?
22. I had it at 22. Right in the
22.
middle. Right in the middle.
yeah.
Out of how many?
Underwhelmed.
Right
I think we
halfway.
can safely establish
No.
underwhelmed. 22. Glad we did
And
that.
I would like to say 5 snowflakes and all my creams for the Kansas City movie because I
we
think we
definitely
are getting,
previewed it now.
I have it 21.
we are
I'll go
getting
5 and a
some
cream
sort
on
of-
it.
Brian is
we're
it higher
getting
than you.
some sort of Kelsey cameo.
That's
5 and a
not
cream. I'll go 5 and a cream with you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
What-
Can't wait to do this again.
I'll go 3 for the Tyler, obviously.
Are you gonna cream it?
No.
But what if we get a Mama Kelsey cameo? You're not excited
Mama
about that?
Kelsey cream? I don't think we're allowed.
No, that would be
So-
wrong.
Let's talk about the first Christmas in July movie that aired in June, June 29th. June 29th,
Underwhelmed.
2024. And it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off hard with snowflakes. They want you to know very early in this movie is about snowflakes. I know you thought that this movie was primarily about plows.
Yeah, you had to be disappointed in the plow content.
Early on, heavy on the flakes.
Heavy flakes. Like
We'll save it. Tegan is a snowflake photographer. She teaches kids about photography. And after class, student Julie, as I call her, needs a ride because her dad Noah is a snowplow driver and he's plowing up in the mountains. So he's busy, can't pick her up. So it turns out, though, Noah and Tegan, they know each other. They met. And they talk a lot about wind. It's a really long conversation about wind, but they're talking about wind and stuff. She's excited about the possibility of this perfect snowstorm in the mountains because the conditions are perfect for the potential to see the elusive 12-sided diamondback rattlesnake snowflake.
The
And-
rhododendron.
that's right. And if
dendrite, malagnite, stalagmite.
you got it. And if she can get this picture, her Snowflake series would be complete, and she might win an award that would give funding to the community center that currently does not have heat. Those, my friends, are the stakes. And so,
Nervous just thinking about it.
I know, it's pretty serious stuff. So, she decides to go talk to Noah because Noah has a plow. Noah, big snowstorm coming up, perfect conditions. It's wet, it's humid, it's cold. What else do you need?
Couldn't be
What
perfect.
are you talking about?
The conditions for a perfect snowstorm. It needs to be wet.
Humid.
It needs to be humid. It needs to be cold.
Correct.
And so he's like, no, this snowstorm's going to be bad. I'm not going up there. But then when he finds out that she's just going to take her little dinker car up there, drive up there by herself, he says, you know what? Hop in the plow. We'll head on up to the mountains. And so they head on up there. Things are going great. But then they decide the conditions are deteriorating quickly.
Yeah.
We're not going to make it down the
Good job with
down. Thank you.
deteriorating.
We're not going to make it down the
Especially
mountain.
falling conditions.
I know.
Yeah.
We're not going to make it down the mountain in time. Luckily for them, there's an inn there. We love this inn. No one else knows about it. It's just them. And they're safe. And we love that. She, the next day, runs into the woods after there's a plow crash. She runs into the woods. Again, the conditions,
The cons.
it's tough.
Yeah.
And so she heads into the woods. She's trying to get the perfect picture of the perfect 12-sided diamondback Euleripses
Yes.
snowflake.
Oh, the Diamondback Euleripses. If she got that one.
I know, 12-sided. And then he runs after her.
The
because-
double Hicks cattywampus.
Yes, cattywampus.
Yeah.
Runs after her because he's like, where are you? Tegan!
Tegan.
Uh,
Tegan.
a big old branch is about to fall on top of him. She saves his life. Hallmark, turning things on. Women don't need to be saved anymore. She can save him. New Hallmark.
2024,
And so,
baby.
have you heard about this? And so she saves his life from Big Branch, and they get back into the plow, and she realizes, I don't have my camera. What am I going to do? Well, he brings her home, then goes back up to the mountains and finds the camera, brings the camera to her. While all of this is happening, there's another photographer. She's bad, best we can figure. She's bad at photography, and she's a bad person. And she's trying to be like, I'm gonna win. And so she takes pictures of snow. She doesn't know how to take pictures of snowflakes.
No, she doesn't.
We do. You need the black thing.
Yeah, the sachet. As
It's
we
all about
know.
the sachet.
Not the sash, the sachet.
And so once everybody sees her pictures, they're like, this woman womps. Luckily, she did get the picture. We needed it, and she wins all the big awards. And the guy who loves catching snowflakes on his tongue as a kid says, my word is my bond, and gives her a big old wad of cash inside of an envelope and says, this should cover it, right? And she goes over to our guy, Noah, and it's like, thank you for making my dreams come true and for making this all happen. They kiss, and that, my friends, was Falling Like Snowflakes.
We did it.
We did do it. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll see if any other things fall like snowflakes, according to Brian, here on Deck the Hallmark. So you had 3 more things? Mm-hmm. What are they?
You had plenty of time.
Ash is a good one.
Ash is a good one. This is
Ash
way
is a
better
good
than
one.
Truck Tires and Turtles.
Yeah. Ash.
When you list them all together like that, it sounds a little silly.
Sounds a little silly.
Man. When you're doing a new blanket release, the confetti.
Oh, confetti.
Confetti's a good one.
Good one. Thank you.
Bubbles would be a great one.
Don't
No?
be ridiculous.
Okay, sorry.
got one more?
I'm
Last
sorry.
one. Ready? Bubbles.
Yeah.
Nice. Those are all 3
Brian's
really
got to get
good.
back to throwing turtles off the building. Sorry, guys.
There's just so many. There's too many turtles.
It's time for Falling
Don't need
Like
them all.
Snowflakes. We're going to break it down. We're going to start with a hot take where we share exactly how we felt about this movie, the first Christmas in July movie of 2024. What'd you think, Brian, of Falling Like Snowflakes?
I can't believe we're here. This snuck up on me here.
Yeah,
This
it
is
snuck up on me too. I
big
thought we had
time.
another week.
Yeah. And I didn't feel ready for it at all. I wasn't in the right state of mind. And then I actually turned out, had a pretty good time with this movie.
Sure.
Expectations were a touch too high. I got a little calibrating to do.
Yeah,
the
let's go back and
expectations.
listen to that preview episode and hear what you thought of this
Little
movie.
Calibrating to
Can we pull up
do.
the rating for this movie? You got that somewhere, right?
Oh, boy.
If you don't know,
was
we
preview
can-
rankings?
Tough, man. It
Yeah.
was probably a little too
He was excited
high
about the
for-
plowing.
He was
They
excited
got-
about the plowing.
They talked a lot about
Got a
plowing.
little plow crazy.
I did go plow crazy.
there he is.
Oh,
There
4
he is.
brats is what I gave it.
4 brats over there.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. The only thing more ridiculous is Brand's 5 brats, but I expect it from him.
Not for me. Yeah. So I got a little work to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that for the season coming up. I thought pretty good start though for getting into the Christmas season, like easing viewers in, hitting all the notes. Single dad, move back to the small town.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Photographer who has a showing at a gallery. Christmas Eve auction.
It's
we're
all the
doing-
hits.
We're doing all the stuff.
For a movie about snowflakes, they do play all the hits.
Yeah. So they
really
got
do.
it all in there. So, and I don't know about you, I feel like I found my favorite atmospheric scientist. I think we're all on the same page there. I think we got that nailed down for the season.
There was a debate beforehand.
A huge
and-
one is knockout.
Yeah, knockout blowdown. So, this was though
Classic knockout blowdown situation.
knockout
You've
blowdown.
seen one. You've seen one.
A masterclass in gaslighting, though.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
to say.
By whom?
I know it wasn't snowing. I know it was sunny and there were shadows and blue skies, but they kept telling us it was
That's
snowing
right.
and storming and saying we're
Between
we're
this
chasing.
and Holiday in Handcuffs, the gaslighting this week, all-time high.
Yeah, super high. Good
Stay
thing you're
tuned
going
Thursday.
EV and getting out of the gas
That's right.
can.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Boy,
Congrats.
man. So I know it wasn't snowing, but they just kept telling us it was and showing us that it was sort of, that I just had to give into it. And obviously not enough plowing, no plowing at all.
Yeah.
Ridiculously low
A couple
amount
of plow
plowing.
conversations.
Yeah.
Talked
Yeah.
about
It was
plowing
plow
a little bit.
adjacent.
That's
There
it.
was
Yeah.
lots of time in the plow
Yeah,
truck.
they're in the truck.
Could have plowed.
Could have plowed many things.
Yeah.
Didn't. Chose not to.
Chose not to.
So, yeah, fine. I think a pretty decent start to Christmas in July, though.
Yeah. It is so good to be back. It's so good to be home. It is, guys.
5 brats wasn't enough.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know why we do the rest of the year, to be honest with you. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
New internet.
I only care about Christmas. And yes.
But like this over Savoring Paris?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
For me.
This movie's barely Christmas.
What?
I thought you were going to complain there was a lack of Christmas.
No, she has 4 trees in her living room, Dan.
But like for most of the movie, they're just out and about with no Christmas in sight, just snow.
Snow's Christmas.
All right. I didn't think there was that much Christmas. I thought for sure I was going to get a brand like this is not enough Christmas situation.
Yeah.
It's Christmas in July, Dan. Your
All right.
boy's desperate. I went out to the
here.
freaking desert
That's true.
with no brisk
literally-
in sight,
Yeah.
just begging people off the streets for brisk, and we got
was
it.
wild.
We got it in this movie. My Christmas has been fixed. My Christmas fixed has been in.
So knockdown,
It's a knockdown, blowdown.
Throwing
No,
turtles off that roof.
Get them
And
out
the
of here.
Christmas has been fixed.
I'm not.
snap.
The fix is in.
I'm not a buffoon. I'm aware that Savoring Paris is a better movie. Okay. I'm aware that this movie probably, quote unquote, isn't that good.
Allegedly.
If I given what I know now and what I have seen, would I give it 5 brats every single time? It's so good to be home. It is great to be back, and July is.
It is good to be home.
It is-
I'll give you that.
And to be back.
July is water for my soul. It is the chicken noodle soup for my book. It is whatever it is for me is what it is for you. It is so good to be back. Dan,
That's just a
We
great
have lost
quote,
it.
man.
We have
That was
absolutely lost it.
all those
Whatever it
words.
is for me, it is for you. I can
Yeah, man.
firmly
Is this a
attest
debate? Are we in the middle of a
that
debate?
is not true. My feels in this movie is how they take a picture of a snowflake. I did find that fascinating. I know that we're not in the feels segment yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and knock it out because I can't without
Knock
giving
out
my
blowdown.
opinion. Yeah, it's a knockout blowdown situation. How they take a picture of a snowflake is actually cool. I did find that fascinating. The rest of this movie,
we're 1,200
Whoa.
episodes in. Dan decides to rewrite the way in which we do things and
Yeah.
start with all the feels.
I don't know how to talk about
Hi,
my,
it's time for all the
my
feels.
hot take is this movie's terrible.
His hot take is I have a feels.
My hot take is the movie is terrible. It's awful, even with a premise I've not seen before, which is this is how you take a picture of a singular snowflake and why that's important. That could have been interesting. This movie's quite terrible, very boring, not a lot of Christmas, just not good. Not enough plowing, according
Definitely
to Brian. Not a good start to Christmas in July by any stretch. I think I would take every other Christmas in July. There was one bad one last year that we watched before Bramblefest. It was really bad. Was it a Royal Christmas Crush?
Yeah.
With Stephen Azar as Royal.
Huzzah.
This might be better than that one, but of the majority of the Christmas in July movies, like the Christmas camp that we did was really great. Yeah. Crashing Through the Snow, the Sliding Doors movie.
It's called Christmas Camp really good?
Like compared to this one. Compared to
Christmas
this
Camp
one.
really good. Man, this is what I'm talking about.
This
good to
movie's
be
really
home.
bad.
It's good to be home.
Whatever it was for me, it was for you.
Yeah, bro.
Chicken soup for my book.
For my
Man, it's
book.
chicken soup for my book.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, it's time for all the feels. Dan already went.
I went. There you go.
Brian,
Mine was a
you
quote.
can do a wait what here if you want
Oh,
to.
can
as
I?
well.
I
Yeah.
can skip and flip.
I've
and
got a
vary.
list of Hallmark I might pepper in. You never know.
Listen, you're
Do you
owned
have
by
a-
no man.
You have a Death of the Lifetime Uncorked you want to throw in there too? Mine is a quote.
It's not
and
a
it was-
segment, Brian.
Yeah,
God.
man. The innkeeper said, "Strangers at my door at Christmas asking for help. What else do I need to know?" And I love that line. I thought that was really funny.
So
and I thought of Bran immediately because they're like, "What? You're gonna just leave us in your house alone? You don't even know us. We're strangers." And he just couldn't be happier. So that was a good quote right there.
I gotta be honest. I got a few feels. I got feels by both of their names. One, Noah, in a movie about weather. Shout out to Noah. The folks at Noah do a great job predicting the weather. Two, the name Tegan made me think of the indie darlings Tegan and Sarah. Shout out. Number three. Worst case scenario is being out on the mountain and being like, where am I going to go tonight? Best case scenario is that inn. Holy smokes. An inn in the middle of the mountains at Christmas time where you're the only guest, but they still carol for you. Heck yeah, baby. Give me that all day long. It is good to be home, man. Dan, you already went. We'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark. What's up? How are you? Hope you're doing well. We're talking a little falling like snowflakes. It's time for the Wait What is where we talk about when this movie made us go, wait, what? Brian?
Yeah, I mean, it touched on it. They didn't even plow. They rode around on the plow.
They didn't even plow.
They didn't plow a single thing.
So many opportunities.
Slipped on a tiny patch of black ice and barely almost went off the mountain. Just ridiculous. The plow ride itself, like we were in that plow a lot.
Yeah.
And it just was a little too smooth for my liking. They weren't even screaming at each other across the cab.
No,
like
you could hear everything just fine.
Yeah, you should hear all the bolts rattling. Like that window shouldn't even shut all the way. Like
Not
that
designed
thing,
for comfort.
No, come on, like
What
make
have
that
you been
thing,
doing in life?
Yeah,
That's
so did you get it? Just over the whole time, they should just be screaming at each other.
How'd your wife die?
What it was for me, it is for you.
For the book, the chicken soup. So it just was. It's great that they're in the cab, but it just didn't feel like we were in the cab and we just didn't plow. There's no heat in the community center. Like, shut it down.
It's a weird scene because everyone looks comfortable but bundled up.
Yes. Yeah, they're
Either
fine.
don't do that scene and just the community center can still suck and need repairs without
not having heat. Yeah, the heat could be like on the fritz or
if you're gonna have it with no heat, you have to do that. You have to put some time into that.
Yeah, that means frozen pipes.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's a
You
big
won't be there.
problem. Like, yes, a real big problem.
That would be a problem in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Up there?
Yeah, forget it.
Forget it.
Oh, man. And that kid, Julie, she burnt those gingerbread cookies, okay? They did not come straight out of the oven. Like, those things are burnt, crispy. Like, gingerbread's not even, I think it's supposed to be soft anyway. Like, it's not supposed to crunch. Those things crunch straight out of the oven. It's just that poor kid. And he's feeding the lie. Like, he's got to be honest with her and just say, these aren't the best gingerbread cookies. Get back to work. Like, figure this out.
Yeah.
And then
Make it better, kid.
yeah, this is not good enough. Wow. And she left that camera out in the snow without hesitation.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just a
not
camera.
even a second thought. It might just my dream down the drain.
Whatever. NVD.
He says, like, don't go back out there. And she's like, okay, you're right.
Just, you're right. Let's go all the way back for, I don't know, 2 hours, 12 hours. I don't know how long it took them to get out there and back. So, yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, man. I don't know the history of this inn. I don't know how it's still in business. But thank God there's an inn in the woods that no one knows about. Because looking at it, it's thriving. There's so many lights. They're just well staffed for an inn that has no one at it because of the snowstorm. I love it. And it's a wait what because, clearly it shouldn't exist. If it does exist, it's going out of business. But it's my favorite type of wait what because it's something that I would love to stumble upon. What I wouldn't want to stumble upon is that candy cane. It's too big. It's too big. Why are we trying to revolutionize candy canes? They've been perfect for a long time. And we don't need them to be bigger. We don't need them to be thicker.
Are you? We've had a conversation before.
A candy cane purist?
Do you eat any other flavors?
I do.
You do? Okay.
Yes, I have. I don't on a regular
You'll go
basis.
for like a Starburst candy.
Yes, I will. If it's around. I went through a phase as a kid where I loved blue candy canes. They were like blue raspberry candy canes. Yeah.
You're a blue raspberry boy.
Love them. Yeah. But they don't need to be bigger.
Yeah.
The size is what I don't want to stop
Get a
candy
cavity.
cane. I don't want to stop candy cane halfway. Like you'd have to with that candy cane.
That was big candy
you have to
cane.
wrap it up, probably put it in a baggie to keep it fresh. I don't want to do that.
I'm just chucking it at that point. You would never. Yeah.
It's too big.
Yeah.
Black ice is a son of a gun. I once was in an accident of black ice when we lived in Maine as a kid. It was tough. Skidded into it. And if it wasn't for a tree that stopped the car from rolling, we would have died.
Ooh,
Your boy wouldn't have been here today.
Wow.
So when I see this movie and how they handle black ice, such as Whoa, boy, black ice is coming.
Yeah.
Might not be black ice. The thing about black ice is it
Sneaks up on you.
sneaks up on you, and you shouldn't be able to get a head start at it, which is what they do here. He says, "Uh-oh, here comes the black ice." Maybe do anything to stop. He doesn't. He sees it, calls it out, names it, claims it, and falls right into it.
That's
tough.
It's the biggest one of this movie.
Yeah.
Is you were
it's a mess.
rolling your eyes at the fact that his whole rig is down with a small patch of black ice.
Yeah.
Rosner also eyeballs it way out there and is like, black ice coming up, everybody hold on.
Clock,
and then he hits the brakes.
He hits the brakes, and
he's doing.
Which is not what
the
you do.
thing is
Oh,
like
you steer into that.
I think tow trucks, to your point, are meant to be able to handle this type of situation. But if they aren't, and you see it and you call it out, you should be able to avoid it.
Or roll right over it and do not hit the
don't-
brakes.
yeah.
Whatever you do, don't hit the brakes.
Don't hit the brakes. But last but not least, at one point she says this: "Where there's smoke, there's warmth."
It's the best.
The old saying, "Where there's smoke, there's warmth." Is there fire?
You know what they say, where there's smoke, there's warmth.
You know what that's the old saying.
I've heard that
The old
saying.
proverb.
Yeah.
Dano?
Yeah, the black ice, where there's smoke, there's warmth. Those are the two best. I do love the idea that our lead,
Hot ice.
yes, the best of both worlds. Our lead wasn't a big snowflake person. She didn't care about snowflakes. And then her mom read a proverb. And because of this proverb, they started to do snowflake like hunting as a hobby. And then when her mom died, she just goes ham on snowflakes. That's quite a domino set there.
Well, where there's smoke,
there's warmth.
So,
but also
speaks
to
for
not
itself.
care at all, just like, I'm a photographer, whatever. And then her mom's like, you know what I heard today? Like, can you imagine hearing where there's smoke, there's warmth for the first time and being like, I got to start studying smoke. I got to start really
Dedicate your life,
cracking the books.
Yeah, and always be looking for it.
That's
So
right.
ABC,
and then I
always be
die and you're
looking.
like, I have to devote my life
Yeah. So what it's all about.
to smoke.
Yeah.
That was a little too quick that they
Snowflakes.
Yeah. Of course.
Smoke.
No, I was doing an illustration of smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give my life to smoke.
No, you wouldn't.
Kind of wish that black ice took its toll at this
right,
point. Don't we?
amen. The donor in this movie delivers serious lines like they're funny and funny lines like they're serious. He says a sentence. He says this: "When I was a boy, I used to catch snowflakes on my tongue." I couldn't say that without smiling. Like, that is such a childhood memory. He says it like he's in therapy and they've unwrapped some deep trauma. He's like, when I was a boy, I used to catch snowflakes on my tongue. Like, he's saying it like he's listening to System of a Down. I don't know. He is very, very serious when he says this line, and I couldn't get past it. The rival photographer, we find out all movie, the thing that we think is happening, which is she's just taking random pictures of snow. No one told her. It's the dumbest part of this movie is the whole movie you see her taking pictures of snow and you're like, well, that's not going to work. They don't have the sachet.
Yeah, you need the
And then in the
sachet.
end we find out she
Learn it
doesn't.
early on. You need the sachet.
Yeah, and there's nothing to it. It's just, she was doing it
I will
wrong.
say she was unnecessary. It was an unnecessary
Yeah.
rival of the movie. It didn't make it. It wasn't needed.
Last but not least, at the end of this movie, a woman wants to make a toast and we can't get her any silverware or any ADR because she just takes the side of her glass and clicks her fingernails on it. And it makes some sort of sound that is not the sound that you would associate with that at all. It was more ASMR than anything. So
You know what's fun about sounds, though, is we recently found out that Roku's added some new sounds.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun.
Yep.
Boink. Boink. And that's fun.
Yeah, for
you
us.
can get Philo on Roku as well. Download that Philo app and hear what we're talking about with the boink sound. If you need another selling point besides the unlimited DVR,
all of it.
and all the channels and the fact that you get to watch us, get on the Roku, listen for the boinks. Listen for the boinks. It's time for the Hallmarks, where we talk about what in this movie made us wonder some things that we would like answers to. Brian?
Noah came back to take over buy the business, her dad's business or somebody's parents' business, right? Like
Yes.
a small business.
Yeah, it's her dad's.
So but it looks like he works for the town, or the city, or like the plow like that. Like, that's not a small business plowing entity. Like he is working for the town as
Get out ahead of it.
Maybe he's contracted by the town?
Maybe, but his yard is just mountains of sand and tractors and like a ridiculous amount of equipment that
That's
I don't
a weird
know
sitch.
how you're affording a giant corporation like that if you're not just part of a town. Like I didn't understand that because the way he said, he's like, I just came back and bought the old small business, and then they show this like airplane hangar of snow removal equipment that looks like it would cost a fortune, and I don't know. I don't really understand that part of it very much.
Yeah, fair.
If this movie's goal was to get people more interested in snowflake types, mission accomplished. They give you information about snowflakes, such as there's 34 different types of snowflakes. How do we know that? Like, is there any
has
sneak?
devoted their life.
I know,
They heard
it's
about the
fascinating to
Smoke, there's warmth.
to be able to get the sachet to to be able to look at the 12-sided snowflake. We know it exists, but it's elusive. Are there pictures that? Is there type of weather snowflake time that make it be like, hey, this is the perfect conditions for 12-sided snowflake, not for any other type of snowflake? I'm very interested in snowflakes now.
I had one, but is there type of snowflake time? I think is mine.
Yes,
now.
is there type of snowflake time?
That's a good one.
Yeah. There's a scene in this movie where he brings coffee to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the two of them. He brings 4 cups of coffee. He looks at the coffee and goes, cream, sugar, black. And then he hands it to her and then says, I forgot how you like your coffee. What happened in the editing room there? It's clear he bought 4 cups of coffee so that she would have the one that she liked. But he can't hand it to her. She should go, I actually just like black coffee. And we missed that. Mm-hmm. So it looks like he bought 4 cups of coffee knowing what she likes and just went cream, sugar. No, you like the black coffee. The other 3 are for me. And what's the 4th one? Cream and sugar, I guess.
Maybe another black?
Yeah.
Maybe something crazy.
For him?
It was for him. Yeah.
There you go.
He knows what he likes.
He knows. Yeah. Great.
Do you think there was cream, like literally cream in that cup and sugar in the other cup? Or is it coffee with
No, because he
sugar?
said, he said, I forgot how you liked your coffee.
Yeah.
He says
Right.
that line.
But he
Right.
could have
This
brought
is actually
cream
a
and
good
sugar.
answer for
Cream
it.
and
A cup
sugar.
of cream and a cup of sugar.
But then he goes, black, and he hands it to her.
Yeah.
He handed
Why
it. He
not
didn't
just-
say it.
He does
Here's the
say
black
that.
coffee.
Yeah.
I think he does say that.
He says, oh, I know you like black?
No,
Yeah.
but he says black. Maybe he does
He
say
says black
I forgot.
coffee.
I forgot
Right,
how you
and then
like
he-
it.
and then
so
I forgot
he's
how you
brought a
like
bunch of
this.
cream.
Could work.
A cup full
Maybe.
of
A
cream
cup
and
full
sugar.
of cream and a cup
I mean,
full of
he's a
sugar.
car driver.
I
He's
like
not
that.
like.
I like that. I like that.
We're trying to find answers here.
I like that. That answer works for me.
Yeah, that'd be
There
pretty
you
good.
go. How about us?
I wish
Getting
we
to
could
the bottom
ask
of
Marcus
it.
about that.
Sheesh.
It's time for Double Decker of the Week.
Yeah, it
A quick
is.
update. Last week,
Oh yeah.
you might remember, we had a proposal
We did.
here
Yeah.
on Doug Dunn. I know people have been wondering. She did say yes.
Yes, she did.
Wow.
So we are
course she did.
officially 1 for 1
Yeah.
when it
one.
comes to
Batting
people
1,000.
getting
Try your
proposed
luck.
via our podcast.
System.
I'm not saying we are going to be 100% for the rest of our lives,
But
but
we are
I do
100%
want to
right now.
say if you want a better chance to not
Yeah.
come to us, we'll make it happen
Love it.
for $1 million. Dan, who do we have today?
That's a great question, Brand. We have Jennifer Colosi.
Oh,
Jennifer
yeah.
Colosi.
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Brian, you did the deep dive on Jennifer and found out some pretty troubling stuff, I understand.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Brandy kind of nailed that. Jennifer. So good to have her with us, obviously. She kind of been struggling a little bit, I found in my research.
So let's exploit it.
on the struggle bus. Yeah, this is the place. Proposals and exploitation.
That's
what we're
exactly
all
right.
about.
That's what we're
Yes.
known for here.
So she decided to take it to a place a little more fluid, to the water, if you will,
nice.
and which also turns into a nice snowflake. I don't know if
It
you
does.
heard
It
this.
falls like snowflakes.
Yeah.
And try to change her perspective a little bit. And so she's become quite a proponent for canoeing and how it can change your life.
I love that.
Okay.
And she's sort of adopted this attitude. Some might call it, she does call it, her canoe attitude. And it's kind of gotten her a canoe lease on life, you might say.
Go again. One more. You
She's got a canoe perspective.
Does she have like a
canoe? If she
has
canoe,
not a canoe perspective. She's got canoe perspective.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because you said she's got a canoe perspective.
she's got canoe perspective.
So what's she doing
If
with
she
it?
canoe, then what she?
What she canoes now.
So she's just getting out there, and there's just so many different types of canoes to try and to be in. If you just put yourself in, literally and figuratively, in your mind, in a different type of
So
canoe.
she's not selling anything. She just has a canoe perspective.
She's trying to share her
She has
canoe
perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
and she wants
that.
other people to
Man, sounds
do
like
as
she's
well.
got canoe lease on life.
I love
it's
that.
funny you say that. She does have canoe lease on life.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really sweet. A lot of people would have taken that and maybe started a business with that type of punch.
No,
She didn't.
Jennifer-
No.
not.
She didn't want to
She
make any
just-
money from anybody.
No, she's just trying to encourage people to get
Right.
back out there.
Right. And is she running canoe tours? Yes, but it's not for
Not
the
about
money.
that.
It's not,
It's not about
it's
the
not
money.
about that.
No. So you can contact her for that, and
But again, that's all. Like, it's just like through Venmo and stuff. Like,
yeah,
she's
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's
Yeah,
off the
just
books
yeah.
completely.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
not even
LLC,
like she's
canoe lease
trying
on
to-
life
no,
LLC.
No,
this
it's nothing like
it's just
that.
a way of life for her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Under the table.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
That was.
Heartwarming, moving, all the above. We're back tomorrow. A Christmas Lifetime movie. Thursday, 4th of July. Come celebrate with us.
Yeah, all
Holiday
kinds
in
of stuff
Handcuffs is
going
gonna be a
on.
lot of fun.
4th of July.
Listen, a lot of people might have taken this week off.
Not
Not
us.
us.
We went hard.
Actually,
We went hard
this week.
We went
Adding-
harder this
adding
week
stuff.
than we
South
have.
Carolina Public Radio, Who What When. It's a new trivia history game show with Brand and myself.
right.
1 p.m., 7 p.m. on the radio, the actual radio. Also find it in podcast
a man
form.
with a really nice van's going to put
Put
our
us on
show on the radio.
That's right. Go find us on the podcast. Give us 5 stars. Listen early and often.
It's I'm
Or when it comes
for
up.
fans of history or his story.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yes.
and
We're
better
back,
than ever.
baby.
Yes, better than ever. I'd agree with that.
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And Let's Pot a Parade launching Thursday.
course, duh.
Spoiler alert. All right. I guess we're out of here.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Good drinking some soup.
Deck the Hallmark's a
Christmas.
Brable Jam
Merry
podcast
Christmas.
is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.
They do the feels whenever they want, and they tell you to get some soup.